Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Sail Uday initiative launched at Rourkela Steel Plant. Mr. Ramendra Kumar bags 5 prizes in CBT competition and creates a new record. And Shrujani Mela organized for plate mill and new plate mill department. And now the news in detail. Sail Uday, the largest ever company-wide initiative to create and implement a sustainable turnaround strategy for Steel Authority of India Limited SAIL, taken under the guidance of Mr. P.K. Singh, Chairman SAIL, was launched at Rourkela Steel Plant RSP on 13th April 2017. Mr. Ashwini Kumar, CEO RSP, graced the inaugural function as the chief guest. Dr. A.K. Singh, Director in Charge, Medical and Health Services, Mr. P.K. Pradhan, ED P&A, Mr. Subhendra Das, ED Works, Mr. Paramananda Sahu, ED MM, and Mr. Rajiv Agarwal, ED Projects, were also present on the occasion. About 60 executives, including several general managers, were the participants in the day-long ideation workshop conducted by the Boston Consulting Group. Speaking on the occasion, the CEO gave the example of the eagle that rises above the clouds when a storm approaches and called upon the RSP collective to surpass all the hurdles by using the huge potential available with it. Speaking about the splendid performance of the steel plant in the second half, the fiscal 2016-17, and emphasizing on the fact that at present RSP is the best running plant in SAIL, Mr. Ashwini Kumar said that the year 2017-18 is going to be the year of transformation for RSP. He advised the participants to make the maximum use of the opportunity being given to them in the form of Sail Uday to identify the gaps and bridge them. I can see the confidence in the eyes of each of my team members to become the best in the industry. Let's internalize the vision of the company to be a world-class corporation and start with the objective of setting at least 3 global benchmarks per annum, he underscored. During the inaugural session, the team of experts from the Boston Consulting Group made presentations on an overview of the Sail Uday workshop and also conducted an interaction session on setting a shared aspiration for RSP. In the plenary sessions, participants were invited to share their vision regarding the steel plant and give suggestions to improve the performance of the plant on various fronts. In the syndicate discussions, the suggestions were discussed threadbare and idea charters were formulated. The concluding function was chaired by the CEO and all the executive directors were also present on the occasion. Presentations were made by the syndicates on the idea charters. In his concluding remarks, Mr. Ashwini Kumar expressed his happiness over the triggering of the thinking process for ushering in the turnaround of SAIL. It is worth mentioning here that Sail Uday aims at covering improvements for all functions in the plants and units of SAIL while reviewing and sharpening the business strategy and processes. Sail Uday core teams have been formed in all SAIL units that would drive the program for their respective areas in a time-bound manner. Mr. Ramendra Kumar, Chief of Communications, Rourkela Steel Plant, has won 5 prizes in the competition for Writers of Children's Books 2016 English, organized by Children's Book Trust, New Delhi. a premier publishing house of the country, which is celebrating its golden jubilee in the current year. With this, the tally of Mr. Kumar's awards in this prestigious competition over the years has climbed to 31, the highest by any writer. It is noteworthy that Mr. Ramendra Kumar is the only writer from Orissa to feature in this year's list of award winners. Besides, two of the writers' award-winning stories have an indelible Orissa connect. A Player and a Gentleman is a short biography of the hockey icon Dilip Tirki, while The Modern Ekalavya showcases the struggle and success of the international sandmaster Sudarshan Patnaik. Mr. Kumar is an award-winning writer with 30 books to his name. His repertoire includes satire, poetry, fiction and non-fiction. His writings have been translated into 12 Indian and 9 foreign languages and have also found a place in school textbooks as well as anthologies. He has also been doing research on Jagannath culture and presenting papers both within the country and outside. Mr. Ramendra Kumar is a much sought after inspirational speaker and storyteller. A Srujani Mela was organized for employees of both plate mill as well as new plate mill in the new plate mill department conference hall recently. Mr. S.K. Mishra, GM Plate Mill, was the chief guest on the occasion and presided over the function. Several senior officers and employees of the department were also present on the occasion. While speaking on the occasion, Mr. Mishra highlighted the potential to generate quality suggestions from both the mills in the present scenario. He exhorted everyone to contribute under the Srujani movement for better performance and profitability of the plant. During the function, 210 suggestions were generated for new plate mill, whereas 242 were generated for plate mill. Mr. Mishra handed over the token gifts to each suggester. Mr. B.K. Behra, manager IED, deliberated on the Srujani status of the department in particular and RSP in general. At the outset, Mr. A.K. Padhi, AGM, PM Electrical, welcomed the gathering and coordinated the function, while Mr. N. Mahapatra, AGM, PM Operation, proposed a vote of thanks. That's all for today's news bulletin. Namaskar.